from Clarkston, Michigan, the greatest city in the world. It's the Jose Aliaga Show. Jose Aliaga knows everyone. Get to know him as he interviews some of the most fascinating people from the greater Independence Township area. And now, broadcasting from the studios at Clarkston High School, the home of the state champion Wolves, here's Jose Aliaga.
Welcome to the Jose Aliaga Show. I am your host, Jose Aliaga, and today we have an exciting guest. He's well-known, well-respected, well-liked, and he's my friend. His name is Curt Carson. How you doing, Curt?
All right, Jose, thanks for having me on.
Thanks. It's an honor and privilege to have you here, my good friend.
Appreciate it.
And you know, we're gonna talk today about real estate because you're a realtor, and we're gonna talk about some politics, about the primary in South Carolina. You know, it's very fresh and it's a hot topic right now for everybody, and everybody probably wants to hear our opinion about South Carolina. But
I bet they do.
But you know, every time I start an interview here, I always ask the same question to all my guests, and this is a kind of tricky question. Do you know how to call a fish without eye? A fish without eye.
A fish without an eye.
Yeah.
A blind fish.
Very close. But no.
Oh boy.
You know what? You know how to call it? A fish without eye? You take the eye out.
A fish fry. Okay.
Fish fry. Good, good. So, Curt, so tell us more about real estate. You're a realtor, and probably a lot of people now is starting shopping, looking online, all that, about buying a house in Oakland County. So what are the best places, in your opinion, to buy a house? Township, cities, what do you think?
Well, I'm certainly partial to the Clarkston Independence marketplace myself. So obviously we've got a great market here, and we've got a great community, and we have just super properties for sale. And then we've got great surrounding areas, including Springfield Township and Waterford, Orion, Oakland, Brandon. So a lot of great places to buy, but this is just really one of the best places in Oakland County to live.
Do you think it's also part of the schools? Do you think the schools is one of the things that motivate a family to live or move to Independence Township, Clarkston area, because the schools, the parks? You think it's influential? Or?
Oh, those are very important. We've got a lot of pluses in our community, and certainly the schools are one of them. Clarkston area schools are certainly a fantastic school system. Frankly, we've got a great superintendent who does a great job in encouraging the staff to get the most out of the kids, and he understands that the standardized tests are not the only thing that measures a man or a woman. I love that about our schools. I think we're more out of the box than most of the school systems, and the administration, not only at the top but in the schools, are all very good. All the principals here are excellent, and you know a good school when you have a good principal. If the principal's good, the school is going to be good, and we have some of the best here.
And that helps for people to buy a house, knowing that it's a good education, you know, the community is good.
Absolutely, and there's other things that are so great about this area, such as the parks that you mentioned. You know, we've got great parks. We've got accessibility to great shopping, to airports, travel, the whole thing. All those things are important, and then we have a great government here in Independence. And when you look at communities that are really doing well, And I take Grand Rapids as a great community, and they have a great government. Independence has a great government. We always have, and that's important because it's stable here, and the people that we entrust our tax dollars are doing just a fantastic job.
It's good to hear that, Curt. And I know you have experience, and you know why you're saying that because you know how to run public office. Now, do you think you're a realtor? For someone who's already want to buy a house, is shopping around, it is important or not to have a realtor? What do you think?
Oh, I think it's very important to have a realtor, of course.
Why?
Well, there's a number of reasons, but see, a buyer has in their mind what it is that they think they want. Typically, once you start getting out in the marketplace, that changes. Once they actually see what's out there. A lot of times they may have an idea that they want a certain type of house or this or that, but other things are very important. And some of those we've already touched on. Schools, the government, the parks and rec, but also realtors that have experience can do so much more for you because they can direct you to areas that really are of importance to you. Such as, okay, if your student or your child is looking for a certain type of education or is in athletics and is just a superstar baseball player, you can direct them as to who to go talk to. If you're looking to, let's say, for a vacant lot and you want to build a new house, that's if you're not using a realtor, you could be putting yourself in a real tough position because the real estate community, the ones with the experience, understand the community. They know the ground conditions. They know the water conditions, the sewer conditions, all the types of things that are going to be important for you when you buy a lot and then decide to build there. Ground conditions are so important because you can have a beautiful looking lot and you say to yourself, I wonder why no one else has built on this lot. It's all built up around it, but no one's built on this lot. Well, there may be a good reason. There could be some problems. And a good realtor can help you steer around those things to make sure that you don't make a mistake that can be very costly to you.
It's true, and many people don't know that because if somebody want to buy a house and take the risk to don't have a realtor, they will deal with issues like this.
Well, and more importantly, that's for someone looking, and especially somebody if they're looking from out of the area. Even when I go and buy homes, and I have properties, several properties around the state of Michigan. Wherever I go, I use a realtor from that area because I know the questions to ask, but I need somebody that's professional in the business that can actually respond intelligently to those questions. And once I get the answers I need, then I can get a comfort level and build myself up into a position where I can buy something. On the flip side, you have the sales side. In today's world, do you want just anybody walking in the door? If you throw up a for sale by owner sign in front and somebody's knocking on your door, you don't know who they are. Now, if they're working with a realtor, the real estate community is educated in learning how to make sure these people are qualified to buy before they ever put them in the car and take them to your door. They've got their phone number, they've got their address, they know what they drive, all those types of things. And we're seeing issues where, if people are coming into homes and they don't know who they are, that can be a problem.
True. What are the tips that you can give to the people to pick? What is the tips you can give somebody who is a buyer? So number one will be to get a good realtor, right?
That's right. If you want tips from me, here are the tips. And by the way, we've got lots of great realtors in the area.
It's good to know.
I'm not the only good one, okay? But find a good realtor. Find somebody you're comfortable with, and let them help you, because that's what they're there for. They can steer you around any problems. There is a whole lot of things that have to be dealt with in a transaction. The realtor understands them. Everything from getting you pre-qualified, going through the process of putting an offer together, going through the inspection process, negotiating the deal, getting you to the close. They can do the whole process. They can help you through it, and if you let them, you're going to have a very easy transaction, and you're going to feel very comfortable, and you're going to, really feel great about it.
So, for example, if some people have problems in the past that when they bought a property, they didn't know that the property come with some issues like water bills. When the realtor helped the buyer to take care of that?
Now, are you talking about a home that had water bills?
Previously, from previous owner.
Okay, yes. That should all be taken care of prior to the close. And if there is an outstanding bill and for water or sewer or anything else, then those things should be taken care of at closing. You should never close on a property and a month later be surprised that you have a bill that's outstanding from a previous owner.
Okay.
That shouldn't happen.
Okay. But can happen if you don't have a realtor, someone is looking for you. I mean, looking to...
Right, that goes through the whole process and reviews everything along the way to make sure that there's no surprises.
I see. If somebody right now that is watching for Oakland County, I want to contact you, do you have any information, your phone number, email, website, or something that people can see? Because probably a lot of people say, oh, I love this guy. Jose, but finally a good guest, somebody who knows the real estate business, and someone is watching right now, how they can contact you?
Well, I believe that probably my phone number and my website address will probably be on the screen. And
can you tell us your phone number and your website?
My phone number is 248-620-2100, and that's actually a cell phone number. It is not an office number. It's a cell phone, and you can get me at any time at that number.
And your website?
My website is curtcarson.com. Very easy.
Over curtcarson.com. Very, very easy.
Just like Johnny.
Johnny. That was a really good show. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was a good show. Johnny Carson was a really good show. Well, now I want to talk also about the primaries.
The primaries. So that sounds like we're getting into politics.
We're getting into politics now.
So all the goodwill we've just set up is all going to be destroyed here, right?
No. I mean, well, let's see. I mean, we already have 3 primaries already: Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. Anyways, in the Republican side. And Governor Jeb Bush just dropped the race. So now we have 5, right? Let's go in the order. How right now is the result from South Carolina? It was Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz. Then we have Jeb Bush already dropped, so we'll be
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, and we have Kasich, John Kasich. Who do you like between those 5? I don't ask him who you're gonna vote. I ask him do you like.
Well, I think that we have some very interesting choices there. Obviously, Ben Carson shares my last name, and I'm glad that he contacted me when he wanted to. His mother contacted me when.
Oh, really?
Wanted nice. To use the name. But actually, I've got one of his books. I do a lot of reading, political reading, and I like a lot of the things that he has to say. They seem to be common sense things. Kasich out of Ohio seems to be, he obviously has been around for a long time, and he knows politics, and he knows what's going on. Ted Cruz is another interesting candidate. Very conservative, and I can say that one of the things I like about him, it appears that he's gone to Congress and he has done what he said he was going to do. Okay, and one of the things that the people, at least a lot of people that I talk to, seem to be upset about or concerned about are the fact that we elect politicians and then they go to Washington and they do exactly the opposite of what they told us they would do, and that's why we elected them.
Yeah.
And certainly we need to get the financial situation in the country under control. And regardless of what's happening throughout the rest of the world, if our finances aren't together, then we always have something hanging over our heads. And it's unfortunate not only for us, but our kids and our grandkids. They're all going to be paying for this. And it's not a good thing. So I like the fact that he doesn't just cower to the pressures of the common establishment.
And what about Marco Rubio?
Boy, he's a polished politician, isn't he? He's a bright young man, and frankly, both Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio seem to they're very well spoken. I think they're both very well spoken, and both of them have impressed me a lot. And so, yeah, I think he's got a good shot at it.
What about Mr. Donald Trump?
Well, he has certainly got a group a solid group supporting him, and he is certainly brought up issues that are on people's minds, that the politically correct crowd were afraid to bring up. But I don't think you should ever be afraid to bring up an issue, especially if it's important to the people. If it's important to the people, you got to bring it up and you got to address it. You got to find an answer.
Right. So you agree or disagree with building a wall in the frontier with Mexico?
I don't know if I have a real position on the wall.
Yeah.
I think that we need to get illegal immigration under control.
Right.
Okay. I think we need immigration is good. Integration is good. Bringing more people to the party that believe in our values as a nation are good. Okay, and they bring great ideas and so on that we can all build from. I think what the public has a problem with is controlling illegal immigration.
Right.
All right, and if we can get that under control and start to build some trust back in the government.
Yeah.
And I can say, for one, I don't have a whole lot of trust in the federal government. I have a whole lot of trust in our local government.
Yeah, me
okay.
too.
But I don't have much trust there. And I don't know if it's just that I don't understand all the issues, or whether it's things that are negatively affecting us.
No, you're right. I mean, in the federal government, when they make mistakes, how they fix it is they just put in more money. That's it. In the local government, you don't have the option. You actually have to come up with real solutions, and you have to deal with that. There's a big difference right there. Now, I agree 100% with your statement about the trust with the federal government. I mean, it's not trust. The trust is broken. It's true. And Curt, in the Democrat side, we have two candidates. Secretary Hillary Clinton, and we have Senator Bernie Sanders. Who do you like between those two?
Well, you know, obviously there's a whole lot of history behind Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Okay, and
So you trust Hillary Clinton be the president of the United States?
I don't know if I have a whole lot of trust there. I don't know if I have anything super great to say.
All
you
right.
know, she's got a lot of experience in certain things.
All right.
And I don't know if it's all been good experience. But, and on the other side, you have Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are feeling the burn. Right?
Right.
He seems to be connecting with a lot of people, and it's going to be a very interesting campaign. If it weren't for the fact that you've got these superdelegates that have already attached themselves to Mrs. Clinton, I think you've got a very close race. Okay,
Right.
and I don't think the general public likes that either. I don't think they like the superdelegate program because it really doesn't make their vote worth anything, because they're voting one way and the superdelegates are attaching another way, and so that would. I probably am not going to vote for either of those people. But I'm sure Senator Sanders is a good guy.
Yeah.
But I would be really upset if my vote was disenfranchised like that.
Well, let's go back to the Republican side. Governor Kasich is now scoring well in the last 3 primaries in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, but he's still in the race. He's still there. And a lot of people believe, because I talked to several people during the last couple of months, believe that he have a chance to win a November election against a Democrat nominee because he's the governor of Ohio, and because Ohio has been going Democrat. It's a purple state, can go either way. Last time Mitt Romney had 50 bases on November election, working for a few months, and Obama has 200 bases working for him. And Obama won Ohio by close to 1%. It was 1%. But Romney had 50 bases, and he actually had to win the primary to be able to set up those 50 bases. And Obama was working for 2 years before that with 200 bases. Campaign bases, campaigning, robocalls, doing calls and all that. So knowing that Obama won by 1%, and having John Kasich, who is the governor of Ohio, you think he have a chance to win November election? Because Ohio is a purple state and is a swing state.
Well, I don't know if he has a chance or not. Obviously, he has to win a nomination first.
Right. But assuming, he won the nomination, do you think he can win November election?
Yes, I think that he could win the election if he won the nomination.
All right. But who will have more chance, him or Rubio? Because Rubio is the senator from Florida, which is also a swing state. Who do you think will carry the swing states? I mean,
well, frankly, I think the candidate that builds the most trust with the people is going to have a shot at winning.
And who is that?
And well, I know you'd like me to pick a winner here, but I really don't have one. I'm following it closely. Actually, my horse is already out of the race.
So basically, for what you're saying is, whoever wins, you're gonna vote for it. It doesn't matter who wins, as long as Republican, you're gonna support it.
Well,
because you already said you're not gonna vote for Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, though.
Well, I said it would be unlikely that I would,
Unlikely,
right?
okay.
And I think that there's a whole lot to play out here. Okay.
It's politics. Yeah.
And frankly, the one I really liked in the race was Carly.
Carly Fiorina.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like others as well, but I really liked her. But she's out of the race. She didn't pick up any traction. And there's a lot to be played out here. And so as the Republican race narrows, and that's going to put a whole different dynamic on the race nationally for the Republican nomination. So, and there's no one candidate that's way ahead, right? Trump is ahead, but he's not way ahead.
No, he's
okay.
30%.
And then you've got on the other side, you've got, Senator Sanders, who could, he could mount a campaign after the nomination, an independent campaign. I mean, technically he's independent anyway, right? And so that would add a whole another dynamic. And then you've got, the ex-mayor of New York who's been thinking about getting in the race, Bloomberg. Yeah. So there's a whole lot to be played out here, and I don't know where it's going, but I think that on a one-on-one, almost any, if it's just one-on-one, I think any of the Republican candidates have a good shot just because there's enough unrest in this country that they want to change.
Right. But right now you're on the side for the Republican ticket. You're going to be voting, it looks like conservative, but...
Well, I am a conservative, all right, but I'm going to. That's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking for a fiscally conservative candidate that is going to put the ideals of the United States first and try to correct some of the problems that we have.
I see. Well, Curt, our time is up, but I wish we have more time actually because I enjoyed this conversation.
You didn't have any other, no other questions on real estate?
Well, in real estate, of course, if people please make sure, if you need a great realtor, my friend Curt Carson is the man, and you have his number right there, 248-620-2100, and his website is curtcarson.com. Well, Curt, thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You're always welcome here. Well, that is all for today. The people that want to follow us on Facebook, or Facebook is add us on Facebook, the Jose Aliaga Show. You can click like if you like my show. If you don't like my show, you don't have to click, of course. But I wish you click it. We already have more than 300 likes at the Jose Aliaga Show. I actually have to say thank you, all of you that are watching, because we're going up on Facebook. And if you want to be in the show, you can call us at 248-736-7163. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye-bye. Adios.